All right, Andrew, go ahead. New Zealand.
Man, it's actually amazing because there's so many different tangents on which she's incorrect. It's okay. So her name is Jessica Ardern, I think is her name, the leader of New Zealand. First things first, she's a New World Order shill who's genuinely evil on nearly every single metric. She's not a good person.
I never said that.
Okay,
either.
no, but I'm telling you, you're saying she's eradicated COVID. That's the first fault. That's a fallacy. She's not eradicating anything. Second thing, she locked everyone in their houses for 2 solid years under a New World Order, which you don't even understand how the world actually functions, because the leaders of Earth are not the leaders of anything. And there's people above them who control the money in banks who bribed her to control her population to the point where more people died of missed doctor's appointments than they ever died of fucking COVID. So that female was a murderer. She was not a good person. So you're going to sit here and say she's been a fantastic leader. She's been the absolute opposite.
I never said that either.
Yes, you did. You said she was the first country to eradicate COVID. Fallacy. It was done because of a female leadership. More fallacy. It wasn't even a female leadership. She's just such a psychopathic individual that she could literally obey New World Order to the point where people were getting decimated in real time. You don't understand Earth.
That's wrong on my part. I was misinformed.
Yeah, absolutely misinformed. Third, the rule we're making, the reason you are upset and the reason you are arguing is not because you disagree with what we're saying. It's because you're triggered and you think we are saying women have no value. Absolutely incorrect. Female life is more valuable than male life. I will tell you right now, us men are, if someone comes in this door with a gun, we are prepared to die to protect you. We would die on the Titanic so the women could live. If we talk about 5 men dying in a car crash, no big deal. If you talk about 5 women dying in a car crash, it's a big deal. Female life is super valuable, and you are super valuable members of society, and you have something very, very important to do. You are so important and so valuable that men will lead, protect, and care and provide for you. You're so important that we'll go put ourselves on the line and take all the responsibility of ensuring your safety. When we say we are leading, we are not I'm not trying to degrade females. I know you get triggered instantly because you live in a Western society where you feel like that's an insult. We're not trying to insult you. We're saying that it's a man's job to lead. It is a man's job to lead a relationship because it's his job to protect and provide. He can't lead if he isn't he can't protect and provide if he isn't leading. You understand? So you're saying that your parents are different, fine, whatever. On average, a woman wants a man who could take care of her, provide safety, provide stability. He cannot do those things if she disobeys him. How can he do those things if she's disobeying everything he says? We just talked about the ship. If the captain of the ship gives orders and no one listens, how can the ship be successful? The captain talks, everyone else obeys. That's why the captain is responsible for the ship. The man is responsible for the house. That's why he is in charge. That's why he should be listened to. Exceptions do not disprove the rule. Females are not designed for leadership, and that is not an insult to you. You have a far more important purpose on the planet. You procreate, you create life. It's a beautiful thing. You have far more important things to do than be out here carrying garbage. That's why men do it. We carry the garbage so we can make money so you can stay home and have fucking kids. Jessica Ardern's also pure evil. So don't talk about her again because she's negative in every single respect. If you have 10 hours, I can sit and explain to you how the world actually functions and how all the female leaders during this imaginary pandemic the things that the female leaders have done during this imaginary pandemic are borderline criminal. Not borderline, it's literally criminal. Only men had enough honor to stand up to the New World Order shill and at least try and give people some freedom left. The women leaders in Finland and New Zealand and these countries, Australia, you people have been locked in their homes, bro, for 2 years.
2 years.
In their house. You think it's a good leader? No. She's just obeying someone else above her. Obeying.
They can only leave to get groceries, bro. Like, yo,
crazy.
We got a lot of Australian supporters, guys from New Zealand, etc. These countries, man, it is fucked. It is fucked.
They're really down under.
Yeah, bro. They're down bad, bro. And here's the thing: we got guys from Australia and New Zealand that talk to us all the time, bro. They can only travel like maybe the equivalent in U.S. miles, like 1 or 2 miles to go to the grocery store, get the food, and they have to come back
for years.
For years, guys.
For years, and that's because the female leadership of these countries are actually, do you know what they're doing? They're actually being led. You talked about her being a leader. No, she's subservient. She's just subservient to people you don't know exist. And she's ultra subservient to the point where a man will still resist to some degree, or she'll just going to sit over, bend over and agree. And that's what this kind of crap's happening all around the world. The countries that are worst affected are not the countries with the worst COVID cases, are the countries that have female leadership. The female leadership in times of crisis is the worst thing that could possibly happen in this situation. Female leadership in crisis is detrimental to the overall populace. I'll tell you this, if all of us were right now on a plane and that plane crashed and we're all surviving and we're in a survival setting, right? We need to find food, shelter, we need a fire, we need to survive. Who do you think you're going to put in charge? Us boys? Or you girls going to say, I'm in charge of everything? No, you're going to say, okay, we need everything. Boys, help. Well, you're going to put us in charge. And if you didn't, we'd all die. That's the truth.
And also, just to add in, and then
men are hunter gatherers.
Yeah, and just to add into that real quick, because that was actually demonstrated. Then we're going to move to Miss Marine. They actually did this. They put men and women on a separate island, right? Bear Grylls. Shout out to Think Before You Sleep. He broke this down beautifully. The women and the men were separated on 2 different islands. The women almost died within 3 days. They couldn't clean the water. They couldn't hunt. They couldn't build shelter. They couldn't make fire. The men, however, had built shelter. They had some food because they quickly delegated authority, found a hierarchy. You know, hey, this is what we got to do. The women, on the other hand, were trying to make pets of the animals. They didn't want to kill them. They took a vote. Hey, should we kill this animal and eat it? No, that's fucked up. Oh, they took a vote and they couldn't clean the water. And, you know, there was too much of this communitarianism. You know, I'm not trying to, I don't want to go too deep in it because I know where we're going here with Andrew, but if you leave women to their own devices, they tend to be more communitarian. Hey, you get one, you get one, you get one, you get one. Guys are like, hey, you did the best, motherfucker. We give you the most, and then you get the second most, whatever. Men typically tend to compete. Women tend to, hey, let's spread things out evenly. If you give them their own, leave them to their own devices. So it's been proven on reality TV that, you know, even women put in a life or death situation of survival don't have the tools to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's very difficult. And they took average guys and average women, and the women were like, fuck, man. They almost died. The crew had to come in and rescue them multiple times during the filming of the show. So
what say you now, Miss Cuban?
How many females were on that show?
My head hurts. There was I don't know exactly how many contestants, but it was somewhere between 10 to 20 women and then 10 to 20 men, separate islands, and they gave them the same resources.
All I'm gonna say is that you can't base the female species or just the female population based on those 20 people.
We're not saying
but they were average women from all different walks of life, and then they took average men from all different walks of life. So it's an excellent aggregate of like the normal of normal people is what I'm trying to say.
Let's ask the girls. Do you want a man to be in charge in a relationship?
Okay, I've been trying to talk this whole time.
All right.
I'm 23 years old. I was in a serious relationship with someone, and I was the one who bought the house.
And that's why you're divorced.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But I feel like there has to be a happy medium between like, okay, you got it, and all right, like you need my backup. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not the type of girl that just wants to be a stay-at-home mom, because honestly, I don't want to have kids. But it's like, if I don't want to have kids, what else?
Stop the cap.
No, I swear, I really.
It's because you're young and still attractive and fertile, so you don't understand the gifts that you have. But as you get older, I promise you, you're going to change your mindset. And you're going to want to have children. I promise you.
No.
Yeah,
right? I'll take it from her.
Some girls actually. I'm a dominant female.
I don't want to have kids.
I want my guy to lead, and I'm an alpha female. I'm dominant. Like,
yeah, I want my man to lead
me.
Female.
Definitely alpha.
I just do.
Oh God, the can of worms keep opening.
There we go, bro.
God damn it,
bro. I mean, it's nothing wrong with a guy leading. It's just how you lead. A lot of guys think just because they got the money and you know they're buying all this stuff and you're eating and you're sleeping well or whatever.
Exactly.
That they have all this authority over you and things like that. It's really how you lead. Like he said earlier, it's a balance between both species.
Well, you got to understand. Here's the thing. What you just mentioned there. He's providing a lifestyle, etc. He has a lot of responsibility. Clearly,
yeah.
You cannot have responsibility without authority.
I know.
The problem is this: women want responsibility. They want authority with zero responsibility. They want to be able to dictate how the relationship goes. They want to tell their man what to do. They want to be a boss ass bitch, but they don't want to sit there and have the responsibility of protecting the household if 5 masked intruders break in. Or if the power goes out and you got to go out and take out the trash or mow the lawn, whatever. Like a lot of women don't want to do that shit.
Which is true. I'm a little different because I didn't really grow up with men. So I have that
and that's the problem.
tendency of masculinity in me where I don't have no problem, you know, finding ways to protect my home or cutting the grass and things like that.
What did I say earlier? Hold on. What did I say earlier? Just because you can fit a round peg into a square hole does not mean it's optimal for the situation.
I know.
You get the job done, but you are never going to get it done to the level of efficiency that a man is going to do.
And I completely agree about that. But it's like, I feel like sometimes men think, oh, when I'm providing, it's like a really dictatorship in a way.
No, it's not that. Hold on. Andrew,
that's how I feel sometimes.
You guys are ashamed to be women. That's the real problem. Modern day women are ashamed to have children, to be pregnant, to caretake the home, to raise the next generation of people. They are not proud of it.
Who said that?
I actually want.
Hold on.
It's because women shame women, though.
Yeah.
If I sat on this podcast, which I have, and I've said like, oh, it's okay if my man steps out on me as long as I'm his main woman. I get a lot of crap when I go home. I get a lot of crap from my friends, my girlfriends, my aunts, my my family because there's like, oh, you can't let a man like have dictatorship over you. You can't let a man control you. I'm like, that's not at all what I'm saying.
Yeah, the reality is this. We've interviewed hundreds of women now from all different walks of life. Yeah, right here in Miami. And what I've come to realize with many modern day women, especially raised in the West, and especially from fatherless households, is women want to compete with men and they're ashamed of being a woman. They want to be able to say, I got my own job. I pay my own bills. I do all this other shit. Cool. Fantastic. But you shouldn't be bragging about that. That's like me coming up to you on a date. Hey, I got an extensive line of Jimmy Choo shoes. I got more Gucci bags than you. I'm way more fleek than you. You'd look at me like, what the fuck? I don't give a shit about your ability to dress well. Okay, we don't give a shit about your ability to provide. But why is it crazy when I say it that way? But when we say it to you guys back, it's like misogyny. It's simply this. It's simply this. The things that you guys value are not the same things that we value. We are opposites and we are different. We are better at certain things. On this podcast, right? We've been talking about the things that men do really well. Let's talk about what women do really well. Because you guys tend to forget about the things you guys do really well. You guys are socially superior to us, right? Same thing. I said 20,000 men versus 20,000 women going into war. But Andrew, you used a great analogy last time. Let's say I can put my kid in an all-guy run daycare or an all-female run daycare. Where are you going to put them kids?
Yeah.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Women never pat themselves on the back for being women. Never pat yourself on the back. If a girl stands up and says, I want to be a stay-at-home mom, all the women are going to look at her like, meanwhile, guys like us are applauding her like, fuck yeah, that's what you're put on earth to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a guy says, I want to be a stay-at-home dad, you should clown him. Motherfucker, your job is to create security. The woman's job is to create life and to raise that life. Men and women are very different and we're good at different things and we should be using our skills to complement each other. But women want to sit here and be men so bad. I'm an alpha female. I'm do this and all that. That's fine. If you want to have male tendencies, you're absolutely within your right to have a career, make money, become successful. But do not expect a man that's successful, that makes the same money you do, the same security you do, to want you. Because that is equivalent of you making a lot of money, being successful, and me telling you, hey, I dress really good. I'm a pretty boy. Let's go on a date. You want to pay half on this shit? You're going to look at me like, no.
Nope.
But why is it when a guy has standards that are opposite from what you are, it's an issue? It's crazy.
I mean, I don't have no issue.
Not you. But in general.
I'm saying in general, I get where you're coming from. I was just saying, like, just watching different podcasts, things like that. Guys feel a certain entitlement and then they want to turn around. Okay, we can provide, we do all this, and the third. And then it's just like,
it's responsibility.
I mean, it is a responsibility. But when I say like entitlement, meaning that it's like they don't really know how to connect to the woman that they're trying to lead. And then, okay, I'm giving you the house, I'm giving you this, I'm giving you the space to be the woman that you are, but then you're also degrading that woman. You're not allowing her to be who she is in reality.
No. Listen,
you're not supporting her.
There's an emotional edge to everything. It's not I think what you're trying to say is that it's not transactional. Just because a man can buy a house does not mean you instantly will obey everything he says. Of course not. It's not transactional. There's an emotional edge, right? Yeah. You have to like him. You have to love him. You have to respect him. But my point is that there's still overall themes within the relationship. Let's say a relationship has 10 things which need to be done. 5 should be done by men. 5 should be done by women. And they're completely different things. And in the modern world, men are still trying to do their things for the large part. And many women are ashamed to do their side. That's the point. Many women are ashamed to just say, you know what? My man takes care of the money and he takes care of our family's future. And I have babies and I love raising my children. And they're ashamed of that. And you really shouldn't be. There's no reason to be ashamed of that. It's a beautiful thing. That's what we're trying to say.
Mr. Marine, I didn't want to cut you because you were making a point. You said you were 23. You bought the house you were younger. Did you lead the relationship?
Yeah.
Is that what made you kind of say, fuck this?
Yeah. Basically.
And here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Like a lot of girls might say like, oh, you like what? You scared to be a leader, whatever. I always say it, man, like women are not built to be leaders. And if they are in a leadership position with a man, it's just a matter of time until she realizes, man, this guy's a pussy. I'm going to go get another guy. But society lies to you and tells you, you could be a boss bitch. You could do everything a man can do. You are equal to a man. Society lies to you guys and sets you up for failure. The reality is this. You want a strong, masculine, dominant man that's more competent than you, better than you, so that he can provide you security, so that you can raise children, because children are how women are fulfilled and the most happy. I don't care what no one says. A woman's pleasure is derived from creating pleasure for others. I'm going to say that again. A woman's pleasure is derived from creating pleasure for others, namely her children and her man. That's where women get their fulfillment. You guys are creatures of people. We are creatures of things. So if a woman isn't allowed the ability to create her own creatures and to love said creatures, she ain't gonna be happy. Women don't give a fuck about a career. You don't believe me? You know how many PhDs I know? How many women that are scientists, lawyers, etc., etc. See you, because you know you entered the professional world. They enter the professional world. As soon as they have a kid, they're like, nah,
nope.
My kid, it's gonna take, number one, I'm taking less hours at the work. My husband's gonna work more hours. Fuck that. I want the kids. As soon as you have children, that switch comes in. Bang. I'm a mom now. That's more important. Fuck my career. Men, however,
not in every case, though.
men are.
Let me continue on. So men, on the other hand, if they're a sane guy and not a loser, right? I'm assuming you pick the right guy that you marry, right? When he has a child, what's going to happen? He's going to work more hours. Yeah. You're going to want to work less. He's going to want to work more hours. There are very few things that motivate a man more than a child. I've seen deadbeat fucking bums that smoked weed every single day, didn't do shit with their life. They knocked up some girl. All of a sudden, they got a job. All of a sudden, they're working crazy hours. All of a sudden, they're taking life seriously. Yo, I got a kid now, man. I can't do this shit. There is nothing more motivating than children. Hey, if the guy's ambitious off rip, excellent. But having a kid is that extra kick in the ass. Men and women are different. It's hilarious that women keep wanting to fight it. But a woman's pleasure is almost always derived from a male's pleasure that she's serving and her children, most importantly. Because that man, right? This is how deep it gets. If the woman pleases her man, he's more likely to say. Then that's going to allow her the security to do what? Raise the children. So her security is dependent upon keeping this man happy to protect her. Because remember, before today's day and age with internet and porn and all this other weird shit, a woman needed a man to survive. You would not be able to defend yourself from the animals, the nature, the wilderness in general. A woman will not be able to defend herself and, more importantly, her children without the provisioning and security of a man. That's why women are hardwired. I want a guy that's tall. I want a guy that's good looking. I want a guy that has muscles. I want a guy that has money. You look for all these security things. Women look for security value. Men look for replication value. Is she hot? And then him, does he have money? If we're going to boil it down. So it's ingrained in us. We can sit here and cap and be like, oh, well, I could do everything a man can do. Get the fuck out of here, bro. The more money a woman makes, all it does is it increase her own innate drive to find a successful man even more.
Andrew, send the asteroid. Okay, switch chats.
Is that
Yep.
Anyone comments, questions? Fuck you, MYRON.
No, it's actually true because I was raised by a man. My dad raised me alone. Like my mom was there. Now I live with my mom, but I was raised by a man, and it's true. Like I'm literally that girl that's like I don't want to do the stuff that men do. I don't want to do that. Like I don't think I'm built for that. I don't want to build a house.
And don't be ashamed of saying that either. That's fine.
I don't want to.
I can.
I always say that. I don't want to even put gas in my car. I always keep saying that.
Right.
I don't want to do that. I
trash
think
out. I don't
in
wanna
my
do that.
place, I think people gonna say, but in my place, I think men should do that. It's a man's place. And I always, my dad always told me, he was like, if I was a girl, I would get 3 kids by a rich man and not work one more day. And I think, yeah, that's true. We have it easy. Like we have it easy. Like we just need to find one man, make kids, and that's it.
You gotta pick the right one.
Yeah, the right one.
That's the only hard part is finding the right one.
The right one.
That's what basically what I was trying to say.
But it's like, if you know, you see a bum, you know who is a bum. You know who's working hard.
But hold on. I gotta call you out here. Did
Yeah.
you choose the right one?
Huh?
Did you choose the right one?
I didn't. I thought
And currently.
I thought I choose my husband that I almost got married to because I have a son with him, but I saw he changed. Like he changed. He got money. He had money. He didn't know how to act with the money. Like he lost it. You can say he had money. He was disciplined. He got his own money. He was good. And then he fumbled the bag completely. So he didn't know how to lead even his own life, because how I'm gonna be with a man I'm gonna be with a man and be a mother to 2 kids. I have just 1 kid. I cannot have 2 kids. That not like he's not my kid. He has to be the man. That's what I think.
Okay.
That's why it didn't work out. That's true.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Miss Cuba, do you have anything else that you want to say?
No.
No. Okay. She's like, fuck you guys. All right, Marine.
I don't have anything else to say. All I was gonna say was that
do you agree with us? I guess.
OnlyFans.
I guess I'm like, there's a silver lining because I was an active duty Marine at one point, and for me, growing up was just like, okay, I just have to get it. Like, I guess the lack of my father figure there led me more into a masculine role where I was just like, all right, I'm gonna just do whatever I gotta do to get where I gotta go. And I didn't mind like taking the trash out or doing manly things, whatever is considered manly. I've been living by myself since I was 17. So it's like I'm very much accustomed to the independent lifestyle where it's like I don't even know if I ever want to get married again, really, because I'm just so comfortable by myself. And I don't see my purpose as, oh, I'm gonna have kids. Like my purpose is to have kids. Like I have so many different lenses, like so many different things I want to do.
The child lens is gonna clear up very soon. Don't worry, I promise.
It's coming.
That no.
It's. I mean, again, I've noticed this with like young women, right? Especially like you're pretty
probably when I'm
attractive.
35.
How? You're 35?
No, I'm saying I'll
No.
probably have a kid when I'm 35.
Ooh,
but right now,
that's risky.
I'm 23.
You know, at 35, your ability to bring a child to term is like significantly decreased,
But
right? Like
See, and if it
90%.
doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen.
But
It's
in
not a real
general,
end
carrying
goal.
a child is risky. Like
Right,
in
at
general,
any age.
girls
Yeah.
lose their
Increases as you
memory,
go
girls lose
At
hair,
whatever
girls
age.
get diabetes,
So-
heart failure.
So if you know
Yeah,
that it's
die.
dangerous to carry a child in general, wouldn't you want to do it when you're at your peak fertility, so it's not gonna fuck you up long term?
I
It'll
mean,
still
it doesn't
fuck you up.
matter whether you're at
Oh
your
no, it
peak.
matters.
Like in,
It
in
really
certain
matters.
ways, it depends on how that person is taking care of their body in reality.
You could push
You
the clock
know?
a bit.
Like, yeah, you can push the clock, but I'm saying just young or old, it really depends on how you really take care of your body. Because
35 and up, though. Are you aware? 35
I
and
mean,
up is
yes,
a high
it's
risk
a high
pregnancy.
risk
And then after
pregnancy.
30 years old, around 80% of your eggs are gone.
Yeah, which is true. So I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in general, for all females, no matter how old you are, it's a risk to carry a child for 9 months.
If you're not gonna,
Like, it's a big
sorry, my
risk.
headphones fell off. If you're not gonna have, if you're not gonna have children, what are you gonna do with your lives? That's a genuine question.
Right, I
Keep
want my
keep
own.
us.
I
straight.
mean, a
Fulfill
lot
your
of
dreams.
women.
Let's go around the
what they
table. That's a good
want.
question.
Okay, go ahead. Go around
start-
the table.
Here.
If I'm not gonna have children, travel, just pursue anything that makes me happy. Try to make money. I love traveling, so I would probably just
Drink cocktails on the beach. Okay, next.
About the same thing, like travel, focus on my career, things like that. Like my career will become my baby.
This is
Like,
actually very telling. This is a good question. All right, go ahead.
I'm just gonna be completely honest. I don't know what I would do because that's
Be honest.
my
Because
been
you
my-
want children, because it's important.
That's been my that's my dream. That's my goal. Have children.
High five.
You can ask her. I tell her all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, well,
To
I've
the
traveled the world. I've done all those things, been there, done that. I want my kids. I want to create my legacy, all that good stuff. I want my mini me's.
Oh man, you better hurry up.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
I know, I'm Mr. Right.
You're at the 8th hour.
damn.
All right.
11.
What about you?
I honestly just want to get right into my career.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Which is what?
Huh?
Which is what? That's not
Who
me.
just
That's,
asked me that?
that's the nigga behind the screen.
That's
Oh,
Chris.
I was about-
Chris, put the camera on you, bro.
I'm like, who's talking right now? I don't see
The
no
drunk
listening.
nigga behind the screen.
What do you want to do in life?
Right now, so I go to the University of Miami. I'm majoring in interactive media. What I want to do with that is build virtual reality simulators for the military. And then I'm also minoring in motion pictures. I'm interested in acting and shit like that.
All right.
Stuff like
All
that.
right. Lena,
Yeah.
if you don't have kids, what are you gonna do? Or is
Well,
that the goal?
It's the goal because
Kids,
like I want
okay.
somebody to take care of me when I'm old. That's the whole thing of life. Somebody to take care of you because it's gonna change your diapers.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean,
I want kids regardless.
Okay.
Hopefully I
Miss
have
Cuba,
enough
what
money.
about you?
Do whatever the fuck I want.
okay.
It doesn't matter.
Which is what would that be? That
I'm
we're
not-
asking. We're asking what is it the fuck that you
I'm
want
not
to do?
saying that I don't want to have kids, but if I decide not to, well, I plan on becoming a doctor. So I'm just my career.
Your career.
I'm
Okay.
passionate about it, so
How old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay. Wait, you're in med school already?
No, no.
Oh, you're trying to. Okay, you're gonna go. Okay. Cool. You want to be a doctor? What about you? Germany?
I have a kid. It was the best thing that ever happened to me, and I want more.
Okay. Fair enough.
Fresh.
Tran. What about you?
What the fuck, nigga? Are you stupid?
What the hell happened?
Bro, you stupid, dog?
What happened?
Nah, he's retarded.
Okay.
Nah, that's
Oh.
cool.
All right, go ahead.
Probably similar answers. I probably surrounded myself in most community that I could
if I didn't have that.
So you do want? Okay, so you don't want kids?
Do you want kids?
Do you want kids?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, you do. Okay, all right.
A life without children is vapious, and it's inane, and it's pointless. And you may sit here and think that your career matters, but the truth is that your job will fire you out of whim and not give a second, don't give a solitary shit.
So true.
And when you're 52 and you're past it with no grandchildren in a house by yourself, and all your friends have grandchildren in this beautiful life, and you're sitting there by yourself, do you think the fact that you can afford a few extra Gucci bags is going to genuinely make you feel happy? I was at my grandmother's 93rd birthday. I looked there. My grandmother had 9 children because there was my father and 8 more. They all had a bunch of kids, blah, blah, blah. I stood there and I looked at my 93-year-old grandmother, and there was a whole room full with maybe 70 people that came from that one woman. Isn't that remarkable? That nobody cared about her career. Nobody asked what job she did. Nobody asked how many times she went to the club. Nobody asked if she had time to go to festivals. No, you had 70 sentient beings, including myself, full of life from one woman who dedicated herself to being a mother and a good wife. That is beautiful. And if you sit here and genuinely think that you're going to work your ass off through your fertile years, and by the age of 54, you're not going to be suicidal alone with a cat, then you're dumb. You are dumb.
Right
I'm not
You
saying
are
I
dumb.
didn't
Perfect
want to
plug here. Invest in Chewy. Save yourself the heartache. Invest in Chewy. Stocks are going up. I'm telling you right now.
Wow. I'm not saying I didn't
1,
want
2.
kids. Like, I'm just saying in general, like for the question.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I had that, if I didn't have any kids,
But
that's what I
Not
would-
having
that's my
kids would be the worst thing that
But
could
I
possibly
actually
happen.
do want kids. That's not the problem. I just want to be able to have kids
Oh my
without having a
God.
selfish
You know what,
reason.
Myron? You know what, guys? Fresh and Myron. I'm gonna do something I've never done before.
Okay.
Oh shit.
I gotta go.
Oh shit. Yeah.
I can't handle anymore. I'm trying. They're not listening to nothing.
I saw your
I
face.
am listening.
I saw your face. I was like, yeah. I saw
They're
it.
not listening to me. It's like, bring the asteroid. All these women are sitting there saying, oh no, I don't want to listen to a man. I don't want kids. I just want to watch Sex in the City and drink martinis and go on a beach. And what kind of life is that? That's like the worst life. That's not even real.
That's kids.
That's
I
not
never
even
said that.
real.
I never said I didn't
Oh,
want
now
kids.
they didn't say it. Everyone.
No, I
said I
really
wanted-
did. I was
I
going
wanted-
based
Pull it
off the
back.
question.
Pull it back.
You can pull it
The
back. I
happiest
really
women
do
on
want kids.
earth have children and a man who's paying the bills and their mothers.
Says
The
who?
happiest people on earth. I guarantee it. Your
is
mothers.
true.
Ask your own mother. Do you
Nah.
regret having me? She's gonna say, of course
Obviously
not. You're the
not.
best thing that ever happened to me. So now you're gonna sit here and you're gonna end your own
Come on,
bloodline. All your ancestors were out there surrounded by saber-toothed fucking tigers, trying to survive on the streets out there in caveman days just to get to the final end where we have all the medical care and you can live in a nice warm house for your fucking selfish ass to say, no, I don't want kids. I'm too busy in the fucking strip club or going to fucking Mallorca to have a fucking to have a pina colada on the beach. It's absolutely insulting to your entire bloodline. Everything everyone above you has ever done and struggled for. All the times your grandparents went to work when they didn't feel like it, just for you to exist, for your selfish ass to say, no, me and my passions and my dreams and my shit drawings and my Instagram page is worth more than ever having children. You're a selfish fuck. Fuck that. You should all have kids. Sorry, Myron. Sorry, Fresh. I'm done.